What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for a Monday Night Raw review for September the 27th, 2021. The night after, not Extreme Rules minus the main event, because, and this is just my opinion, the reason why we only had one match with extreme stipulations is nobody was allowed to outshine Roman Reigns. Even though Roman Reigns is a heel, the Roman agenda still is relevant in WWE. So, we had ourselves that last night, and lo and behold, tonight we had not one, not two, but four title matches as the WWE title is put on the line not once but twice. Talk about that in a second. The US Championship is put on the line in a no disqualification match when Damian Priest takes on Sheamus, and the show about 9,000 issues an open challenge to somebody who hasn't had a title opportunity, and man, what a disappointment that was, and we'll get to that too. So as Bobby Lashley went last night, was like, I want my title match immediately. I want that match to kick off Monday Night Raw. I want my title back. What happened? Well, of course, we started the show off with the WWE Championship. After, of course, the usual, this is what happened in the last few weeks, so we got to show you shtick that they like to do. Here we are, Bobby Lashley and Big E. In this match, now, Bobby Lashley, when he got cashed in on, was trying to tell the referee, I'm not ready to go. I'm not gonna let this match happen. So Big E decided to slap him to get him to wake up and fight. Well, Big E pretty much thought, well, that worked last time. Let's do it again. Bad idea. Bobby Lashley just starts beating the shit out of Big E, left and right, chop after chop, punch after punch, just beating this guy up. And then Big E, of course, has his comeback. And then Big E gets thrown to the outside. He gets knocked to the outside after Big E gets blocked. And outside, for whatever reason, is Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander wearing the Hurt Business t-shirts. They didn't do nothing. They left the Big E alone. Big E gets back in the ring, and Cedric just looks and smiles, gives a smile to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley hits a spear. The New Day, for whatever fucking reason, come out. Like, again, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin did absolutely nothing. The New Day come out because they didn't come out with the champion because they wanted to be one-on-one. They come out, they start brawling with the Cedric Alexander and them. They get into the ring, they cause a no contest. Everyone's fighting, brawling all over the place. Referees, officials, everyone's coming out. And Adam Pearce says, I've had enough of this. I'm done with this. This is not going to go this way. We're not going to have this happen and going to end like this in Cincinnati. My bad. So tonight, it's going to be Big E versus Bobby Lashley inside a steel cage. And that is your main event of the evening. Because of course it is. Now, here I thought, well, the Hurt Business apparently is back together. I don't know if that was just a tease or whatever. And we were going to go, well, we had the WWE title match. It went to hell. Let's have a 6-man tag match. But no, we get ourselves the WWE Championship match inside a steel cage. That match is going on as I am recording because I couldn't give two shits about this. WWE just loves to give rematch after rematch. And this would be the fourth time these two have been in a match against each other tonight since Big E cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase. So that doesn't interest me at all. Here's my problem with this. Yes, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin just showed up out of nowhere. But, as I said before, they didn't do anything. They didn't attack Big E when the referee's back was turned. They didn't get some cheap shots in, rough him up so and without Bobby Lashley's knowledge, to get Bobby Lashley an edge. They were standing outside the ring. Big E gets back in the ring, gets beat up a little bit more, eats a spear, and it ends because the New Day couldn't stand to see their best friend lose his WWE Championship in a clean way. So they had to come out and ruin the whole thing. It just makes no fucking sense. Who booked that finish? Seriously, who booked that? The way you do it the right way is to have the New Day out there with Big E because they want to watch the boy defend his championship, and they stay back at the ramp. They stay back at the ramp and they don't do anything. Then Cedric and Shelton come out, beat them up, take them to the ring, cause a big, huge no contest, and we still get the result that we do. And it would make a little bit more sense. This just felt like this company, it's backwards day. They do it backwards. You have Shelton and Cedric sitting there minding their own goddamn business, absolutely doing nothing. And have the New Day come out and do heel tactics. That was playing on heel tactics. The fact that they went out there because they felt like their boy was going to lose his championship, so they got to do something to keep him from losing it. And then we have the whole Hurt Business thing. If the Hurt Business is back together, why did you break them up in the first place? Oh, that's right. That's right. We broke them up because WWE was coming to WrestleMania, the first show in over a year with fans in attendance. And we didn't want Drew McIntyre to get booed, and we didn't want Bobby Lashley to get cheered. So the only thing we could think of is breaking up the Hurt Business, which was a fan favorite group. Everyone loved it. People were going to love to boo it, but we're going to love to hate this group. And WWE went out of the way to break them up. And here we are. Looks like they're back together. Cedric and Shelton trying to help him, Bobby Lashley retain the WWE Championship. I mean, regain the WWE Championship. And that's going to be your main event. So, WWE, terrible booking, and we're just going to run it back, and run it back, and run it back, again and again and again and again. If Bobby Lashley loses tonight, that's got to be it. He's done, because we had a video message from a Hall of Famer later in the show that shows that Big E is moving on to other things, and if he does not go with the WWE Championship tonight, then he's going to be out of the WWE title picture. The question it's going to lead is who would be next for Big E. Because outside of an AJ Styles, who's still in the tag team division for some reason, I don't really see anybody else, but we'll talk about that here in a bit. Angel Garza. So last week on the show, they introduced Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, a team of cousins from the Garza family. And they were teaming up on Main Event, I think, a week or two before they made their main roster, the Raw debut. So let's have them in a match, a tag team match, a 2-minute tag team match last week, only for Angel Garza to have a 3.5-minute match this week against Eric, beat him with the wing clipper, and we move on from that. Outside of both WWE Championship matches, the United States Championship match, and I believe AJ Styles and Matt Riddle, everything else on this show was short, sweet, to the point, and done. Why? Just why? Why? I don't even know. You have so much time to fill on this goddamn show. Why the hell can we not get good long matches all week long? Like all episode long? Why does it have to be short matches? So we can get these stupid, terrible fucking promos in? the only promo tonight that felt even genuine and worth listening to was Big E's promo on Bobby Lashley going into the second half of their match. And poor Ricochet. Poor Ricochet. Y'all remember when NXT was cool? NXT was great, the best brand in all of the United States for professional wrestling. And that time when Ricochet was there, and he felt like one of the biggest deals in the company. Yeah, I remember that. Remember how he came up, won the United States Championship, lost it almost immediately, then got squashed by Brock Lesnar, and hasn't done jack shit since, except for his matches with Mustafa Ali, I believe, on Main Event, which him and Ali were touting as can't miss matches. Yeah, I can't remember that either. But this guy, the first time I heard about Ricochet, of course, I think a lot of people was the Will Ospreay match that got a lot of heat with wrestling purists as a circus act. So, I didn't watch the match, I saw highlights of it, but my first time watching Ricochet wrestle was What Culture Pro Wrestling, which I was a vivid watcher of What Culture Pro Wrestling. I watched pretty much every episode of Loaded, most of their pay-per-views, back when I had their subscription service before they changed it to something else and it didn't work out. But this guy was fucking fantastic, and every time he had a match, his performance in the World Cup against a guy like Rey Mysterio, his matches, like all these other matches they had, he was just fantastic. When he got signed to NXT, I was like, awesome. Ricochet is going to tear the house down, and they're going to build this guy up to be, I wouldn't say like WWE's ever going to give him a chance at the World Championship, but he's going to be a big-time upper mid-card guy who can win the United States title, win the Intercontinental title, win Tag Team Championship Gold, and be the future of the company to a certain extent. His ceiling's lower than a guy like Damian Priest, who's going to probably be WWE champion within the next year or two. I can see that happening, especially with the run he's had this year from Bad Bunny and WrestleMania to U.S. champion now. But I figured like Ricochet could be somebody. All you have to do is let Ricochet be Ricochet, go out there, wow with the moves that he has, and he would be over with the fans. You don't have to have him say anything or do anything stupid. Just have the guy go out there and be a hell of a fucking professional wrestler. And they had to just fuck him up. Job match after job match after job match. Like, just, I don't even know. I don't even know. So, yeah, he was in tonight to take on Reggie for the 24/7 I-95 Eurocontinental Championship. The match went 2 minutes. Drake Maverick, Drew Gulak, R-Truth were all sitting behind the barricade. Ricochet dives to the outside, taking Reggie down. These guys all come out over the barricade, Drake Maverick stayed behind, but the other guys come around, start beating them up, which, under a normal singles match, the 24/7 championship rules are suspended. But if you end that match on a disqualification, then those guys can do it again. Of course, Reggie does all his moves, gets out of the way. Akira Tozawa comes from the back to try and do his thing. He gets taken out by Reggie, and Reggie gets away. Who gives a shit? We see Raw Tag Team Champions Randy Orton defeated AJ Styles last week. Riddle's backstage on a scooter, and when Kevin Patrick stops him, asking about his match with AJ tonight, he mentions how he's flying solo because Randy took the week off. Says Orton also needed some time away from him. Riddle goes on about ranting about Orton and attempting some of his usual comedy when AJ and Omos walk up. They stare him down. Saxton hypes up AJ versus Riddle later on. And then we see Akira Tozawa still sitting in the ring, moping. We come back. He says, I demand a match with R-Truth, Gulak, Drake Maverick. I don't care who it is. The music starts, and Akira Tozawa is frozen in fear as it's Keith Bearcat Lee Okay, so the name's fine. I have no problem with it, but can you do it better? It should be the Bearcat Keith Lee, not Keith Bearcat Lee. That just sounds stupid. I hate when you do nicknames in between somebody's name. If he's going to use the name Bearcat, give him, it should be the Bearcat or Bearcat Keith Lee instead of Keith Bearcat Lee. It sounds so much better if you say, it's like, that'd be like if you said Shawn Heartbreak Kid Michaels. That would sound stupid. Or, well, the only one that makes sense, the only one that actually works is Bret the Hitman Hart. That's the only nickname that I can think of that you put in between the name of, in between the name and the first and last name because it sounds good. Everything else, it's like, that would be like saying Chris the Crippler Benoit or get the triple, Hunter, like triple the game H. Why can't you just, like, first off, why is he using Bearcat? He comes out with a new black singlet on with purple scratch, like, claw marks on it. Like, you couldn't make the claw marks white or black with white outline. What the fuck? Bearcat on his tights, which, of course, they're going to give him a nickname. He's going to put it on there. I want to hear Keith Lee tell us why he's being called Bearcat. Why he's Keith Bearcat Lee. And again, it should be Bearcat Keith Lee. Because in my opinion, that sounds way cooler than the way they have it right now. So, this was, as it should be, a quick squash. Nothing, like, Cesaro got nothing. Gets clothesline in the corner. He just pats him on the head. Then takes him, lifts him up, and throws him all the way across the ring. Power slam, 1, 2, 3, and Keith Lee wins. I'm not going to say Keith Bearcat Lee every single time, even though I know commentary has to, but I'm not going to do it. No DQ match and no countouts, which, of course, if it's a no DQ match, it's a no countout match. I don't know why anyone thinks it's any different. Sheamus versus Damian Priest. This was a good match. These two, honestly, if you look at everything that's happened on Monday Night Raw this year, these guys are going to be tied for, like, MVP of Raw, because these guys have gone out there and have killed it match after match, time after time. These guys are just so fucking good at what they do, but I'm so tired of seeing it. I'm so tired of seeing Sheamus versus Damian Priest. Give me something else. You know, instead of having Ricochet battle for the U.S. for the 24/7 championship, get this guy some wins, get this guy some momentum, and then have him challenge Damian Priest for the U.S. championship. Oh, by the way, because you know SmackDown is going to be, Survivor Series is going to be Raw versus SmackDown as it usually is. We're getting Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. How about that? How about that? That's going to be a hell of a match. But again, this was, again, a good match, but I'm thinking to myself, you had a triple threat match at Extreme Rules last night. No stipulations for anything. Could have made it a table elimination match. Could have made it a ladder match. Could have did anything, but no, we got a normal team triple threat match. So why are we coming to a match tonight that's no count out, no disqualification? Where is who's booking this shit like this? This makes no fucking sense. So we get like I said, it was a good match, long match. I think this was the second longest match of the night, or the longest match. Sheamus gets up, delivers a kendo stick shot. Priest blocks in the shot and hits a bell clap in his kick. Sheamus counters the moves and goes for a power slam through a table, leaning on the side, leaning in the corner. They tangle back and forth, and Priest sends Sheamus head first. He just chucks this guy through the table, yells, pops, then drops Sheamus with the reckoning. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest is your winner. Kind of funny how it used to, for many, many months, they were calling Damian Priest's finisher Hit the Lights, and all of a sudden it's back to being the Reckoning. Gee, I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Mustafa Ali approaches Mansoor backstage. He's not happy with Mansoor asking Jeff Hardy to be his partner in a six-man tag match. Mansoor can't believe Ali isn't excited about teaming with Hardy. Hardy's a legend. He's a tag team specialist. If anybody can help us get our chemistry together, it'd be a guy like Jeff Hardy. Ali goes to talk bad about Hardy, but he approaches and catches him. Then he tries to get everyone on the same page. He says Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky are big and nasty, but he's got a bigger, nasty opponents. He's had bigger and nasty opponents, and he can't wait to team with Ali and Mansoor to twist their fates. They go out. Mansoor is trying to mimic Jeff Hardy and do his dance, which looks fucking stupid as shit. And yeah, this match went about 2 minutes. Gee, I'm shocked. And Mansoor gets, not Mansoor, I'm sorry. Mansoor is not allowed to take a pinfall. You want to know why? Because he's on the main roster. The only reason Mansoor is on the main roster is because their deal with Saudi Arabia. Mansoor better be, like, thanking his lucky stars that the Saudi Sports Authority has a deal with WWE. The moment that deal goes away, this guy is done. Now, they're not going to give him they're not going to put him in the WWE title picture or anything else, but yeah, Mansoor is not going to be in WWE. So, this match again went about 3 minutes. Guess who took the pinfall? How many times has Mansoor taken the pinfall in his matches with Mustafa Ali? None. Did you think Jeff Hardy was going to get pinned in this match? No. And here's the thing. Jinder didn't even take the pinfall. Didn't even get the pinfall. Veer does a big running softball clothesline. He's like winding up like he's going to throw a softball pitch or something, or a pitch. Clotheslines the shit out of Ali. Kills this guy out of his boots. 1, 2, 3. And that is that. So, yeah. Ken Cross backstage, he says he's never felt more rejuvenated, more invigorated, and more alive than now. Now, if he would have said that right there and Scarlett walked in, I'd be like, okay, that makes all the sense in the world. He's only begun to taste the erasing of souls. He says he's done so far through so many of your favorite superstars, been just a preliminary trial. Oh, really? Like when you lost to Jeff Hardy in less than 2 minutes? Or when you lost to Keith Lee in one of Keith Lee's second match back? Yeah, I don't buy it. It all leads to one point. He goes on with a cryptic talk and says they all begin to fall and pray. Then we have a match with him and Jackson Ryker. Another match that goes, you guessed it, 2 minutes tops. Doomsday Saludo, cross jacket on the mat, but Ryker trying to get out of it, so Karrion Kross has to twist it to where he's like pushing the jaw up, and of course Jackson Ryker tapped out. That is that. Backstage, Adam Pearce was sewing the bill. Piper Niven walks in and wants to answer the Charlotte 9000 title shot. The bill doesn't want Piper to think she doesn't deserve it, because she definitely does more than Naomi. The little likes the idea because Charlotte won't expect it, and she goes on to tell her to promise her to do her little dance if she wins the title. And that is that. It's called an open challenge for a reason. When the open challenge should be answered is when the champion is standing in the ring saying, who's it gonna be? And you do it there. Don't make it happen. Don't just say, have someone come in the back and be like, I want to answer that challenge. And the management go, sure, why not? No, that's not how that should be done. Raw Tag Team Champion Matt Riddle takes on AJ Styles. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These two can never have a bad match. It's AJ Styles, it's Matt Riddle. What can you say? But it's just like Sheamus and Damian Priest. I am sick and tired of seeing the same match over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And AJ wins. Of course he does. Because no champion outside of Roman Reigns should ever want to be champion, because 9 times out of 10 you're losing a non-title match. They get up and AJ goes to the same leg, but Riddle kicks him away. AJ actually slides into Riddle's knee and goes down. Riddle pounds on the mat like Randy Orton, and his fans cheer him on. He charges for the RKO as AJ gets up. He blocks it with a burning hammer of sorts. AJ follows up with a Styles Clash for the pin and the win, because why not? After the match, AJ stands tall as music hits. We go to replays. Omos joins AJ in the ring, and they stand tall over Riddle. He exits the ring, almost grabs Riddle for a chokeslam in the middle of the ring. He yells at Riddle. AJ looks onto the apron, and we go to replays. Then we see what happened with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax last week. Sarah Shriver stops Baszler backstage and asks, when did you realize how bad? What did you think when you realized how bad you hurt Nia Jax? How did you feel? I was hoping she would have said nothing and walked off. Baszler just looks annoyed and storms off saying nothing. Typical, and that's good. Piper Niven versus Charlotte 9000. Hey kids, how long did this match last? You guessed it, 2 minutes tops. Why? Eva Marie showed her ugly face. Distracted, Piper Niven, Charlotte kicked her from behind, then bouncing her off the rope, hits the natural selection, 1, 2, 3, and then Eva Marie gets in the ring, poses as if she did something spectacular, and Charlotte's like, not on my watch, bitch, knocks her ass out, over, beats her down, and she walks away. Now, we see what happened with SummerSlam between Bobby Lashley and Hall of Famer Goldberg. And Goldberg's son Gage. Goldberg joins the satellite and says he wants to talk man-to-man with Lashley on his two fathers. And says when Lashley choked his son out at SummerSlam, he had the balls to say it was a misunderstanding, but that is no misunderstanding. When his son was born, he swore to do anything in his power to protect him. Says Lashley hurt his son, and now he will fulfill the promise he made to his wife, son, and Lashley. He's going to hurt him real bad. And if he's lucky enough, I might even kill you. But people have forgotten something about Goldberg. I'm going to enjoy every single second of the process because Gage Goldberg is my son, and Lashley is you're about to be my victim. We all know where this match is going to happen. It's going to be in front of the Saudi Prince at Crown Jewel. The title match, Bobby Lashley is not going to be champion anytime soon because he didn't win tonight, as you probably expected. But here we are, Goldberg, Bobby Lashley. It's not going to be any better than the last match. Get Goldberg out of the ring. If he wants to be involved with WWE, have him go to the PC. Have him train the next generation. Have him work with Rex Steiner. Have him work with Cal Bloom. Have him work with all these other future generation talent that you want to build up. Have him be that. Other than that, keep him out of the ring. He embarrasses himself, he embarrasses the fans, and he embarrasses his family. So Eva Marie is in the ring when we go back. And she said, if I had the same title shot as my ungrateful former protege, I would have won the Raw Women's title. I'm tired of being taken advantage of and tired of the disrespect from the fans. I can beat every woman in that locker room, and you all know it. They all know it, and so do you. He goes to exit the ring, but out comes Shayna Baszler. Eva Marie is terrified, and I wish you could have seen me. I had the biggest shit-eating grin on my face because Shayna's gonna kill you. Shayna's gonna kill you. Shayna gets to the ring, and Eva Marie just now starts to leave. Shayna gets in the ring, gets this bitch, puts her in the clutch, chokes her out. She's dead. She did. She ain't coming back. And then she takes her, beats her up some more outside the ring, and then does the same exact thing she did to Nia Jax last week. And I can only hope this is WWE's way of writing off Eva Marie and sending her ass packing out of the WWE, because we do not want nor ever needed Eva Marie in WWE. She's terrible. She is fucking terrible, and she should have never been brought back. They fired so many talented women this year, and they gave a spot to this stupid bitch. Shayna Baszler did us a fucking service, and we got a welcome. They say crowd boos. I could have swore I heard the crowd chanting "Welcome back," because we have been wanting this Shayna Baszler for months, for over a year. We wanted this Shayna Baszler, the cold-blooded killer who will break your bones, tap, nap, or snap. That's the Shayna Baszler we've been wanting, and the Shayna Baszler that when she was in NXT, people were chanting Ronda Shadow. I was like, no. She's not Ronda Shadow. Ronda Shadow is where Jessica Duke and Shimona Shavir are, not Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is better than Ronda Rousey, and she has been and always will be. And then we had the steel cage match. As I said, I was not watching this match. I've been doing this review since before that match started. I will say this: Big E retained the championship, hitting a big ending off the second rope to win the match. Of course, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander tried to get involved. The New Day, of course, got involved too to stop them. But in the end, Big E continued, won the championship. Or retained it. Big E recovers as he raises the title in the air. Big E hits the corner of the post. He's strapped to the replays. The cage is raised and celebrates the apron. Out comes Drew McIntyre. Big E looks a bit confused. McIntyre appears in the entrance with his sword. He points the sword at Big E in the ring. They say some words back and forth to each other, and that's how the show goes off the air. Now, this tells you one thing. Big E is the WWE champion. He's going to be WWE champion for a little bit. Drew McIntyre versus Big E could be very interesting. If Drew McIntyre... Honestly, I think Drew McIntyre is staying on Raw, and Bobby Lashley's going to SmackDown. Bobby Lashley's time at the top is done. He is not going to be going for the WWE championship anytime soon. Him and Roman does need opponents, even though it would be a heel versus heel thing. But, and honestly, Drew McIntyre, it does feel like Drew McIntyre would be the one to go to SmackDown. Unless they're switching the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship and Roman's coming to Raw and Big E's going to SmackDown. Opponents, because honestly, Roman's got nobody left after Brock Lesnar. Roman is got nobody. There's nobody worth anything. Nobody's been built up. Shinsuke Nakamura could be in that spot. They haven't done shit with him. Kevin Owens was all the first half of the first quarter of this year. I don't know. I'll have predictions on who's going where on Thursday, but yeah. Now, yeah, remember... I think they put this on there on the WWE Network. I'm going to have to find that video because Keith Lee apparently spoke on the Bearcat thing, which I wish I had that audio, but it looks like I don't. That sucks. But yeah, Big E wins. Drew McIntyre is apparently his next opponent. Now, of course, the stipulation for Drew McIntyre was he could no longer challenge for the WWE title as long as Bobby Lashley won the championship. So, as of 2 weeks ago, Drew McIntyre could challenge for the WWE title again. And here's the problem with all this. Unless Big E and Drew McIntyre are having a title match at Crown Jewel, which they probably could, wouldn't surprise me. But if Drew McIntyre is staying on Raw and Big E's there as well, the title match would not happen until TLC because you don't have a normal pay-per-view in October. You got Survivor Series where it's going to be Roman versus Big E, and then you have TLC. So this match is probably going to happen at Crown Jewel. Even if Drew McIntyre is drafted to SmackDown, they're going to have the title match anyway, and people will be like, oh, well, yeah, because it's not going to happen, and Big E's going to keep the championship. And that's, again, they're moving Roman to Raw. But why would they? Why would they move Roman to Raw? You know, Monday Night Raw is becoming the rematch of Mania of 2-minute matches, and it's getting fucking boring. I don't know what else to say about this show. It's just, Keith Lee's back. Cool. I hope everything is better with him. Shayna Baszler returning to old form. Even Beth Phoenix tweeted out, "This is the queen of spades, Baszler we need." Yes, it is. She could be the one to win the Raw. This is the Shayna Baszler who should be women's champion. This is the Shayna Baszler who should have beaten Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Let Becky go off to be the mom she ended up becoming, and we move on from there. But no. We had to go with what we had to. So Keith Lee's back. Bobby Lashley's not WWE champion. He's gonna go do whatever they want with the Hurt Business. Which, until MVP returns, just keep him off TV. Just keep the whole thing off TV, because Bobby Lashley needs MVP. Without MVP, the package just isn't there. Bobby Lashley the act is not complete without MVP. Plain and simple. But that is your Money Man review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like this video. Follow me on The France Club, follow me on twitch.tv/The France Club, and follow me on Instagram at The France Club. And I will see you guys on Wednesday, where we will see Adam Cole, Bebe, and Jungle Boy, along with Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the TNT Championship, and a lot more. And I'm looking forward to both those two big matches. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.